I recently had surgery and I was in a hotel room resting for 10 days. I got back home, was home for a week and a half, had the kids, it was a little nuts, and then we all went on family vacation for a week and a half again. Being away from my home for almost a month and then coming back to it made me realize how much I still have that is calling my name that I don't really want to take care of. Being in a hotel room is one thing because there's really not much to do. It's minimal. And not having the worm farm or my plants or having to clean it myself and having a simple bathroom routine and simple eating routine and then being out with family on vacation made me realize how much I still hold on to because I purchased it or because I said I would take care of it. Yeah, I have decided to go back to work a little bit. A few years ago, I thought I had built the life I've been working towards. After my divorce, I poured everything into my 130-year-old Fourplex in Florida, and I have spent $250,000 on it, getting it to the point of beauty and where I would love living there. I have always felt connected to my Fourplex in Florida, and I have always heard the phrase walking through that house since we bought it in 2016. I remember touching the walls and thinking, if I take care of you, you'll take care of me. I still believe that to be true, but after separation and divorce and spending a good portion of my retirement income renovating and still stabilizing, we have 3 of the 4 apartments rented out. I think I'm going to go back to work for a little bit. There is so much uncertainty in this life. And though I planned my early retirement well, I did not plan on divorce. I did not plan on renovating. I did not plan on a lot of things. And I live in Hawaii. It's a very expensive place to live. I do have a paid off car, but I do pay a good amount for a very high quality condo. And I love where I live. I would rather work a little bit to stay here. And Morgan Housel talks about in The Psychology of Money that it's very difficult to go backwards in life. And I have done that to an extent that I'm comfortable with. I have made lots of videos about frugality and minimalism and financial freedom. And while I still believe in all of those things when they're done with joy, it's tough when they're decisions made out of fear. And I have been in survival mode for the last decade, even in early retirement. And I don't want to live that way anymore. And I decided to start sitting in meditation in the mornings, 10 to 15 minutes, give myself time to be myself before I inundate myself with emails, social media. I do not do it perfectly. I checked my emails this morning before meditation. I did not read them. I just deleted and saved for later the things I was going to look at. I sometimes watch ASMR videos to fall asleep, and I have had difficulty sleeping the good majority of my life, but lately it's been tough. Coming home from vacation and realizing there's so many things still calling my name that I don't want to take care of and I don't want to prioritize. I'd like to get rid of all of the things that need my care other than my kids, my relationship, my health, and my relationships with my friends. I do not want to come into a house and feel burdened. I want to feel happy, joyous, and free. And I realized that I spent a good amount of my life in judgment and comparison to others, and I feel like it's a poor way to live. And I'm tired of the way that my mind thinks about those things. Minimalism for me maybe stems from control and OCD. I did grow up in a chaotic environment, and I find myself judging those environments. I, on the other hand, can't stop staring at whatever it is, and that's me, not them. Real life doesn't always follow the spreadsheet that you've laid out. Insurance and everything with the Fourplex in Florida has been crazy. I had to fire my property manager. Both of the property managers I have now for both the long-term and short-term parts of the rental are doing well. I'm considering turning the one unit that hasn't rented into a short term. It's up a very tall flight of stairs. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a gorgeous sunroom in the front. And I can imagine furnishing it and getting about the same amount from short term and not having to worry about long-term leases. It does have a parking space associated with it. I can block it off if the other one's rented out for myself. It's a beautiful, fully renovated apartment, and I am thinking how much fun it would be to go and furnish it. I love going to St. Augustine and going to the thrift stores and new furniture stores. Interior design was one of my first majors, and it has me excited. I'm more confident now in my ability to manage from afar, as I've been doing it now for the better part of a year. And my divorce settlement income is giving me breathing room to rebuild my financial independence, but there are some question marks. Once I pay off the Fourplex in Florida at the end of the settlement, whatever the Fourplex makes per month after insurance and property taxes will be my income. There is the question of my mother's house, but that is an undetermined amount of money at an undetermined time in the future. I think restarting my career now before the divorce settlement is done is probably best. What's been coming up in meditation and throughout my vacation is following the path of least resistance. And sometimes that can mean going back to work is less stressful than not going back to work. I would only go part-time. I would only do something that I really felt good about, and I will take my time getting there. I would love to work at my kids' school, to see them in the weeks that I don't have them, and that's the ideal. And we'll see how it goes. I don't want to feel like this is a failure, although it's hard to not feel that way. I know that most people who retire early don't go back to work, or they do find work just something that works better for them. I think we have to adapt as life moves forward. We have the plan that we have in our mind, and then the reality can sometimes look a little different. But I do feel like I'm coming into clarity around what I want for my future, what I want for my kids, what I want in my partnership. And I'd like to buy a home here in Hawaii, and I think that on paper, having a job would be really good for that. So yeah, I think this is where I am now, and having a steady paycheck would let me stop making decisions from a place of fear. And yeah, continue investing, creating opportunities, and continue with social media. I think getting out of my house can really help jog creativity. And when I think about some of the happiest times in my life, it was when I was in school and training for a marathon, and life was really full. And now that life is peaceful and quiet, I think I'm craving the excitement and the challenge that makes life worthwhile and makes it feel satisfying. That's why a lot of lottery winners don't hold on to their earnings. Life is sort of better when I got to go through the struggle of creating it myself and making it myself. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.